let's think about how we could do that. How we could make it go /rooms/name of room. And have it actually go to that room. So what does going to that room mean right now? If I go to the room general, what am I actually changing? We are, but how is that changing? So in order for sync state to be different, I mean, you're right about all that. What are you saying? Right, so it's the state itself, right? We actually store the current room in state on main. And that's how this.setState knows to sync with a different endpoint, right? So when we change rooms, when we click a link in the sidebar, it changes state in main. So that's what we want to do. So we want a route like /rooms/roomName that would actually change this. So that probably belongs all the way up in the app. So up in app.js, let's add some routes. Yeah. Import, route, and probably switch from React Router DOM. So in our render function, instead of just doing this, based on whether we're signed in, let's do something a little different. I'll comment this out for right now. See if it'll do the right thing. It did. But keep that in mind. That's important, but right now, let's make some routes. So let's do a switch. And in the switch, let's make a route for the sign-in page. So we'll have path equals sign in like that. And that will just go to sign in, which doesn't receive any props.
Can you use slash before the sign in?
Thank you. Yes. /sign in. And then let's say route. This is probably going to be a multi-liner here. Path equals /rooms/roomName. And that's going to render main, and main takes a bunch of props, so we'll have to use a render prop.
I think you probably said this before, but what was the colon do?
Params. It means I can say /rooms/anything, and it will match this. I can say /rooms/pancakes, and it would match this, and then pancakes would be the value of the room name param. So we're about to see that in action. All right, so I want to render main here. That looks a little something like this. Now, we know we won't get history, location, and match unless we actually pass in those props, right? Once you use a render prop, you don't get those automatically because you're writing the JSX. So if you want those props, you're going to have to get them. But React Router does pass them in. And we can use the spread operator to get them back out like that. So let's see about this. Now if I go to, just localhost 3000, it doesn't go anywhere. We'll deal with that here in a sec. Let's say localhost 3000/signin. It goes there. Localhost 3000/rooms/general goes to main. So that's good. So never mind the issue with sign in there. We'll deal with that in a minute. So if we look at main now, we get history, location, and match. And match will have params because we had a param in that route, right? So this.props.match.params.roomName is general. So we could use that to actually change which room we're in. So inside main now, instead of hard coding the name in here, we could do something kind of like what we did with the GitHub user. We could do a component did mount. And this .load room just takes a room as an argument, and it sets the state of the room, which is how we change rooms. So I could say inside component did mount this .load room and pass in an object with a name of this .props .match .params .roomName. Make sense? Don't know the description, but it's a start. So passing in a room to load room does it. So we just need the name from a room. So I just pass in an object with a name, and that ought to do the trick. And then we need to do the same thing with component did update, right? Just like we did in the other app. Did mount will not be enough. So component did update will receive the previous props as its first param, which we know from the React documentation and from having done it several times. So once again, I'll check to make sure the props actually changed. If prev props dot match dot params dot room name not equal to this, not equal to this dot props dot match dot params dot room name, then and only then do I want to call this again. This dot load room, passing in an object that has a name with whatever room name was passed in. Make sense? So because of this route that we wrote here that has a path with a param in it, we know that if we do match this route, main will receive history location and match.params will have a room name, and it'll be whatever comes after /rooms/. Go to /rooms/pancakes. There you go. Now it says this is the very beginning of the pancakes room. Maybe we don't want them to be able to just make it up by typing in new URLs, but that's an issue for another time. And by putting it in component did update as well, it'll happen even if we don't do it by manually typing this in. So do we get why this much works? I can go to general, I can go to random, I can go to parkour, and it works. So add a route for specific rooms.